met down here at the end. We're going to say who we are. Sorry, not so Caesar back. But who you are, who you're here with, even if they're not here, where you're from, what you do professionally or did professionally, and one thing you enjoy about your director's business. So,
I think really what he was trying to say is the oldest was down here. And he'd be right. I'm Bob McClure. I'm Jim McClure's. Thank you. Yeah, give her the big flowers right here. Kim McClure's husband. We're from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Cranberry Township. And I spent actually years in the medical business and still am, not retired. And actually work with a friend of mine on the other side of the stage over there. But that's what we do. Anything else you need there, Mr. Jones? Yeah, go. My director's business. That's been a while. This business now is 33 years, and so we're not new at it. And what I've enjoyed most is actually the effect it's had on our entire family. It's just not a business. And when I say that, that's no small thing. I mean that in every way of the word here. It has had an impact on us from our Christian life, our professional life, our personal life, and the lives that the people we touch and the wife has touched over the years. So this is a big thing. This is no small thing. The expectations are very, very high. But it is a reality that none of us expected 33 years ago.
who you're here with.
My name is Terrell Block. I'm here with Mandy Block. Yeah, from Saskatoon, Canada. Yeah, it's hard to follow Captain Block here, but yeah, what I
Yeah, what do you do professionally? What do you enjoy about your
What I
work?
do especially is I'm a land surveyor, and I work for an engineer firm. I build roads and city infrastructures and sewer systems and stuff like that. So usually during construction season, I'm away 90% of the time, so we don't really see that much of each other. And then when I'm home, she's usually busy doing meetings and all kinds of things either. So these kind of trips are a good time to check in and see how everything's So it's good to see her after the last but yeah, what the director's business has done for me, it's exciting to see what it's given her to focus on. I think that this company provides a vision, and it might have been a bit of what you said, but it's just, yeah, it's giving something bigger to go for. Yeah, life is built on a roller coaster or something, and it's kind of nice to know that my wife has something to aim for that's maybe outside of even our marriage, you know, that's like something that's personal, something that's also God-led, and it provides, I guess, more substance, more fulfillment in that regard. That and a free car insurance is that either, so.
Brian Volpe, I'm here with Smoking Hot Sales Director Volpe. I'm a pastor. I've been a pastor for about 20 years. Wrote 3 Bibles. I'm not a priest, but I appreciate Mary Kay. My grandmother was in Mary Kay. Synagogue at Mary Kay. It was just, again, the company that it is and the opportunity that's given, just as an extension of our ministry, to be able to invest in other people's lives, just all the connections that we made. So just thanks for that opportunity. And again, you're great too. We appreciate that. Just being able to work together with ministry. We work with them a lot. She's able to be home a lot. So we get to spend a lot of time
been in Mary Kay about, I think, 40 years now. She's anniversary this past year. I think most of you will know her. She was 12 when she started. I was a former utility director in the town that we live in, and now I work for myself. I have a little boutique real estate development and consulting firm. And so then I have the freedom to kind of travel around, help her, come to events like this. I fell in love with Mary Kay the first time I met. First time I went to a function with Cleta. I fell in love with the woman, Mary Kay, and the company. She just, God-fearing woman that she is. And I just was blown away. I mean, I had seen Mary Kay and had known about it and seen Pink Cadillacs. But it was an eye-opening experience when I went to that first event with my mom. And anyway, and Cleta, she really lives the Mary Kay way, and I'm really proud of her for operating her business that way. And just doing life with the people.
My name is Bill Harmon, better known as Lisa Ann Harmon's husband. My husband, yeah. Bob took so long we forgot the questions on this end of the panel. And yes, they did make us sit on separate sides of the stage. One of many things I love about Mary Kay. So I do run my own business. I have a business that is in the talent management arena, so it's always fun to come here and see how talent is developed and how it continues to grow. It doesn't matter where you start, it's what you decide you want to do. That's fun. That's energizing. A lot of organizations don't get, period. Lisa Ann is also 12, like Cleta, when she started the business. Has been in it for 3 decades now. And I think one of the questions was, what do we love about her business?
Yes, what do you love about our business?
It's going to be the one, sex. So, thanks.
Let's start with your name.
Bill Manning. My wife is Rebecca Manning. We've been in Mary Kay a lot of years, 50 plus years. Been a wonderful life. The camaraderie, the friendships, the way of life that our family grew up in. My daughter's in Mary Kay, and we've had just a fun life with Mary Kay. I was in corporate for my career, and I'd come home and be so stressed that took her a while to calm me down. I did that for 40 years. And I can't remember any of the almost 50 seminars I've come home from and I was ever stressed. I was always excited, always fun, always enjoyable. This company, what you guys have, so wonderful. So that's what I like about her being a director.
So we're going to do a few questions, and we don't all have to answer them here. I'd say probably at least 3 of us answer that, okay? So if you have, just raise your hand, we'll give you the mic. But the first one is, what's one thing that your director does in business that makes you most proud? No.
I'm gonna go back to serious. It's okay. Bob will do the funny one this time. All right. Actually, it's the discipline. It's so impressive. She might not be feeling well. She might have whatever headache, or just doesn't want to get on the phone, doesn't want to do what you need to do. And just watching that discipline is actually very inspiring and exhausting to some degree, but inspiring. And so, and you'll see that. That's the part I'm probably the most proud of. The accomplishments are great. Don't get me wrong. Going on the trips,
all of that, seeing the acknowledgement, watching her speak, take on projects she wants to do. That's great. Just watching his discipline day in, day out has been the thing I'm most proud of.
Now, one thing I like to watch her do, and makes me proud when I see her do it, is the way she interacts with people, her customers, her friends, our family. She wants everybody to feel like they're important. She always wants to make sure that they're happy, that things are good for them, and if they're not, and she goes out of her way to try and they think it's right for her, just to help solve the problem. This way she treats people, it's always, it's been so many years, and yet she's gotten really polished at it, she's gotten really good at it, and I'm just proud to watch her and see her continuously do that.
One thing that struck me as most proud of would be generosity. Kind of a love-hate thing that I have for my wife and there's my heart, but yeah, I kind of live by the, don't lose money, and don't forget what it's going to. And she's kind of like, give all you have and everything else as well. And yeah, I've had to try and rein her on those times, but it's definitely taught me, I guess, over time that I could definitely work on that. And so she's been a good influence for me and a lot of people in that regard. That it definitely pays long term to give me more than receive. So that's something I'm very proud of.
All right, so was there a point you weren't supportive of your wife's business or significant other? And if you weren't, what makes the difference now? Why are you supportive of what she does?
There wasn't really a time that I wasn't supportive. I'll support her anything she does, but I think that the support has grown as her business has grown. Understanding the business and understanding what it does, the opportunity that gives, again, the investment into other women. I think the support grows with the business. So I think as the business has developed, support has become more and more just because of that.
Day one, day zero, day 10 days before she joined, I didn't support it at all. I'm that husband, that one guy who has to be proven wrong. So, I had to do what I do, process information. I went back, found the old Mary Kay interview at Harvard. I went back and saw the 60 Minutes. I wanted to know about, because my job is I felt at that time, 30-some years ago, was to protect. And I didn't want her to be hurt. So it's kind of natural on our part to get a little skeptical. I took skeptical to a new level. And I can do that, trust me. And so with that, I wouldn't be sitting here on this stage today if she didn't do a really effective job of proving me wrong, which is okay. And as someone said, the support grows as I see her actually working. We had spent a lot of time watching her get her master's degree in nursing. She was one of the best in Ohio, sought after by every hospital system in the world, but our life changed with the birth of our first child. And she had to make a change, made a radical change. This is radical from nursing in a lot of ways, and it was the most awesome decision she ever made in our lives.
I've always supported my wife, but I was one of the lucky ones where she was already a top director. She didn't want her first trip to China. In fact, Bill told her she had to get a husband after that trip because he carried all her bags. And it was mandatory. But anyway, I think, like most of us up here, we try to figure out how we can best support. And each wife is different. Each of y'all, do your business like you do it the Mary Kay way, but you all have your own little tilt on it. And I think we all go through a period where we try to figure out how we can best support our wives. And every year I'm more amazed and I try to find more ways that I can help her. I'm just so proud of the way she runs her business.
So I think that's a good segue to the next question that I have. I think it's important. If you look at your handouts that you have, there's a section there of Mary Kay Men's Support. So I think it's important as a couple to always discuss where you are and level of involvement. Whether that be just the person that's there to be emotional support, or if that's something that helps get the problem with whatever it is. Just knowing where you're at, where you want to be, with your level of involvement. So I'd like for a few of us here to at least answer, what does support look like to you as your vice president of support?
So I think it's a more basic question than that, and I would have answered it differently maybe 20 years ago. But today, support for your wife or your spouse, better half, whatever you want to call it in this business, is real based on the relationship. I think the relationship and the support you're giving in the relationship would then move to the business. So it's not that you don't give support, it's the type of support you do then with business. And it has to grow out of the marriage or out of that relationship. And there's really good reason for it. In a relationship, you depend on each other, and you expect of each other, and you trust each other to do the work, right? And then you move that over to the Mary Kay business. And the man in that role should be doing whatever he can, however he can, as many times as he can, and then asking what else he can do. That's all there is to it, because there's a commitment. There's a commitment. And guys, move away from your wife there so you don't get an elbow. But there's a commitment to it. Now, here's the other part of the puzzle. When you commit to the business, and you're asking for that support, you have to commit to the business. You have to do your part. Don't let them down, because remember what that marriage and that relationship is like. You're paired, you're yoked, right? Now you're over here in the business, and life happens. It happens all the time. But remember what's happening. If you're not doing your job, and you're letting him down as well, you're going to be trying to do your support.
You know, support has kind of been a bit of a trigger for me in our marriage. So I think what I've learned to communicate with my wife is what is the definition of support for her, and what is the definition of support for me. And you said that like relationship and marriage kind of come first. Like my wife's my business partner, but like my life partner as well. And so, yeah, you can come from a conference, you can come with all these strategies and things like that, but then you have to go home to your business partner or your husband and define what that is for your marriage. Develop systems that work within your marriage, because sometimes what's set up on stage here from us or a series of people might not work for you. I know I came here year after year, and a lot of husbands, either at the luncheons or on stage, would kind of say stuff about, make sure you do the dishes, do the laundry, and they like quit their job to support their wife's business. I'm not going to knock on that at all. I think that's amazing. Better men than me have done that, so great. I'm not really one of those guys. So I struggle with that. I hear that time and time again, and then I go home and I feel like that's not me. And I'm kind of putting myself out there by saying that to you guys, but I mean, I just found support in a different way. I'd go work on the road and make whatever I could to make sure that I took care of the bills, to make sure that it left room for her to reinvest in her business. Getting out of her way was my way of supporting. I didn't want to take that dream from her. I just would try and help in the way that I saw fit, but it's kind of remaining in your own sanity, for your own sake, for your own marriage, and creating your own rules, I guess. So it might not be as popular of an opinion as yours, but what I learned support is
It's developed over time. We started newlyweds and very young child, and those support kind of developed over time. And initially, I was more excited about what she was doing than she was. So I would create, say, push her like this, and more than I realized, because I was so excited about what the opportunity was for her. And was asked her that she was wanting to have and that caused some conflict. She was talking about, but we got over that by me understanding that something that she comes and wants to talk about something, or she had a bad day or something in business. Instead of me trying to resolve the problem, shut them down, listen. Just be a sounding board. I get to learn how to do that as a guy. And that seemed to go a lot further. So and if she wanted any information or feedback, she'd ask for it. Other than that, don't say anything. But there were times when we could talk about the business, especially after listening, because there's so much information coming at you, you have to figure out which fits your need and time, because all that stuff will fit your need at some point, not necessarily right now. And so then we kind of narrow it down, talk about what we did, and focus. I love what you're doing here. Putting things in such true lines that you can pick now. It's so much better than my house that you get out of so and then my support is migrated on to pretty much just being taking care of things like I do door knobs or delivering door knobs, food products, and I mail them, and then I make sure all our systems are working, our technical systems, computers, phones, which we do, and just give her the free time she needs.
Right, so I'm kind of overdoing curveballs here. Mr. Harmon over here said that I normally do that, so I am going to do that. So if my lovely assistants over here can bring a couple of things up. We're going to test some product knowledge on this guy. That's what it's looking for. Price is right. Thank you. All right, so who has number one? Number one. First image up on the screen, please. Look, you're not allowed to look over number one. No looking, just straight forward. Don't look behind you. Don't look behind you. Okay, first, number one. What product is that?
Pardon? What are you saying? Can I phone a friend? Are you a friend or a foe? You're a black. I don't know what this is. I counted this morning, not because of this, obviously, because I didn't know the curveball was coming. That I had 11 products that I used over the last 2 days of Mary Kay. None of them have white with the green, and I don't know what that one is. So I'll stop.
So it's like my favorite product, actually. That's a charcoal mask over there.
It's not mine. Look at his lip.
All right.
Look what's happened to his lip with that.
All right, what's your product number two? Second picture up on the screen.
It's a Mary Kay product. It's in the form of skincare.
Ooh, wrong one. You're gonna have to put up the Nolly night cream up here. I'm just kidding.
This looks kind of like the bottle I may have used for some type of burns, like skin burning or something.
sir.
Okay, thank you.
Number 3.
Is it my store?
Is it?
Yeah, make it early.
All right, Brad.
The new packaging is throwing me off. I think this is time-wise.
Yeah, the picture up on the screen is wrong. And there it is. Okay, yes, Brad. Accurate. Well done. Mr. Harmon.
No idea. Never had any idea. Well, like it's definitely the time-wise line. But, no idea.
What goes with Brad's? Question.
Well, this is good, and it's a good lotion, so it's a foundation method body lotion.
You couldn't talk. Okay, last but not least here, we're trying to hurry through this. You're gonna have to give us what you think the cost is. Okay, I'm not gonna give a price. I'm not gonna give it to you right now, but the closest without going over it. It's your product. It's gonna be the price for me. So we're gonna pass the mic down, and we got charcoal mask over here.
$51.
Got it. $14.95.
Well,
Is this wholesale or retail? I'm going to say 26 retail.
Well, for me, it's free because I go downstairs.
Really includes when we take a lot of rent. Say around 22.
Our winner is Brad, right here. He's doing both showcases at $26 right on the mark, right there. So, all right, give it up for all these guys for our husbands.